Don't mind if I do.
All day.
This is bad. Come on! The boss has to be in here somewhere.
Boss! Boss, you in there?
The time had come for the Black Wedding that would unite Johnny and Jezebel as Hell's new power couple. The tabloids were already calling them Johnny Bell, but Johnny had something different in mind.
Hey, Satan! You want to get out of here?
I can't believe that worked.
Occam's razor.
Playtime is over, Mr. Gat. Save them if you can.
I love weddings.
I don't think so, mortal. Cease this traffic and die! Ah, this is nothing! Stop this. It's embarrassing. Look upon my works and despair.
Never should have fucked with me.
I don't think so. I think not. I'm waiting for you, Gat. I don't think so. I like you better over there. Your efforts are in vain, mortal. I think not. The gazelle hunts the lion. Not. I am invincible. Away with you. Stop this. It's embarrassing. Enough!
And like that, the battle had ended. Satan could no longer suffer the indignity of being beaten by a mortal and disobeyed by his daughter, and so he banished them from perdition. But still, all was not well.
That was a direct order from your captain!
You're worse than Pierce!
Trivia night is sacred! You don't get to quit just because you know fuck all about pop culture.
Who knows the name of the Nightblade episode where they introduced Nightbladette?
It was called The Meaning of Reconciliation and it was directed by Kim Stein.
I can't believe Asha sleeps with you.
I can't believe you don't.
Boss, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What is this place?
Whoa, 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 who the fuck is that?
Her name's Jezebel. She's the devil's daughter.
Pierce is gonna have a heart attack.
Nah, she likes to sing. Pierce will dig her.
I don't think...
Can you rock the narrator from Joseph?
Yeah?
She'll be fine.
Guys, where's Johnny?
Our hero had not yet returned to the mortal coil, for he was waylaid by none other than God himself.
I have a situation.
Look, man, I just really want to go home.
I owe you.
Huh?
Zinyak hastened the apocalypse. St. Peter's a good guy, bless his heart, but he was processing souls way too slowly. With the destruction of Earth, Satan had the numbers to storm heaven. All he needed was the President of the United States to lead them.
What, you think I couldn't do it?
No, I think you wouldn't do it. Aisha's up here.
I want to see her.
Slow down, buddy. I said that I owe you, and I'll make good on that. But I want you to know your options.
And now you, dear reader, shape the tale. If you want to see Johnny reunited with the love of his life, turn to page 31. If you want to see the devil defeated and Johnny crowned the new king of hell, turn to page 13. If you want the saints to find a new home world for what's left of humanity, turn to page 62. If you want God to recreate the earth, but in doing so retcon the entire world of Saints Row, turn to page 124. And finally, if you want God to bestow Johnny with the answers to all the questions of the universe, turn to page 248. Johnny realized that this was his one chance to make it into heaven. He had to take it.
Hey, Ish.
The end.
bad for my OCD.
Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 24, The Black Cathedral. For me to repent, I leave it standing to remind him that I defy him not out of anger, but out of will. I will never bow to God again.
Right on. Wonder if Killbane's inside.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 35, The Grunts. Proof that upward mobility exists. The souls selected to be grunts of my army enjoy delights husks could only dream of.
This is becoming a habit. Oh look, a satanic cathedral. Nothing creepy about that. Ah. Got it. Gotta find more.
I was never destined for obscurity, but no theatre company would even entertain the idea of putting on my works, preferring to read plays written by lesser men. To them, I was a laughingstock. A fool who only wrote base comedies. I was willing to give anything to have my works be given the credit they were due. Some may question if selling my soul was worth it. Obviously, those people never met Marlowe.
Matt thinks he can take the Trivia Night Chalice because I'm not around to defend it. He's got another thing coming. becoming a habit. Beth. Got it.
The passion plays I wrote for Satan were simple and formulaic. The context didn't matter so much as ensuring that the action was consistent and exciting. He didn't see those plays for the plot. He saw them for the spectacle of murder. That being said, the comedy about Iago and Aaron the Moor's roommates was a real hoot.
Gotta find more. I found all the low-hanging fruit. Time to get to work collecting the rest. Whatever. The Silver Bullet is the only strip club worth going to.
Hey, baby, you looking for a bad time?
Maybe. I'll get back to you. This is bad for my OCD. After the boss is safe, I should come by and see what the fuss is about. Right on. You know, he may be the Prince of Darkness, but he picked out some great stationery for that wedding invitation. The whispers of war run rampant today.
What?
It's a password. You're terrible at spycraft. Forget it. Just give me the piece I need. Let's go! On to the next one.
Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 8, The Archdukes. Every marshalling ground is overseen by one of my Archdukes, the fiercest men and women of my army.
Shiny.
Jezebel, my pupil, my muse, a demon with the voice of an angel. Oft would I sneak into her room to read scenes and wear funny hats. She would write these plays. These terrible, terrible plays, but the subject matter was happy and hope-filled, and that was enough for me. I was a fool to think that those times could have lasted. When I left the palace, my name carried much weight. But I knew it wouldn't be for long if I didn't keep myself relevant. I spread rumors that the reason I was cast out by Satan was that my ambition rivaled his own. Soon, demons would come to me in secret, asking what I had planned. I adopted a persona, speaking grandly in the third person to make me larger than life. In a matter of time, my cult of personality transformed into a criminal empire. The tragedies.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 37. Plague Bearers. The men are just grunts with bigger weapons and a fancier title, but hey, it keeps the people happy. Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 36. The Dark Inciters. These elder demons direct the lesser denizens of hell, summoning them to die on their behalf. It is never wise to incur their wrath. A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 29. The Marshalling Grounds. A marvel of occult engineering, the marshalling grounds allow my armies to travel effortlessly across hell. Developing the teleportation magic was not without its incidents, however. Few can forget the screams of Trinket the Bear when he was marched forward to be the first test subject.
Viola and I always did everything together. Played together, went to college together, traveled together, formed a criminal empire together. I always thought that we would die together. Sorry, V. Beat you to the punch on that one. After you died, all I had was revenge. I never thought that I'd feel whole again. Yeah, I love you, sis. Me too.
On to the next one. My people have a home.
By the time I showed up in Hell, Cerberus and Cinderpool were already locked in a bitter fight for dominance of the marketplace. We never would have pulled ahead if it weren't for you. You would have pulled it off. I'm not so sure. The strategy... the martial and marketing side. I'm good at getting things started, but you were the one who always put the exclamation point on a plan. With us reunited, it was only a matter of time before we were on top of the world.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 13. The Den of Eternal Suffering. Don't let the official name scare you. This wonderful location serves as our entertainment district. Take in one of Shakespeare's Passion plays in A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 19, Downtown. The De Winter sisters have revitalized downtown to make it the destination for high-end debauchery.
Let's see what these things can do.
A little bit. Like 50%. The point is that it was also about making an impact. An eternity is a long time, and we both wanted to carve out something beautiful in this terrible place. Like Dane says, hell's what you make it.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 23, Cinderpool. This privatized militia is one of the two primary peacekeeper groups in Hell. Obey them, and they may only beat you within an inch of your life.
This is bad for my OCD.
Today, my reach is great. My minions have infiltrated almost every aspect of Hell. The army, the brothels, even Dane's so-called secret Tacos Marlows branches. No secrets are hidden from me.
Things are going perfectly. Downtown was rebuilt in our image, the money was rolling in, we had an amazing penthouse. But then something happened. Cinderpool, who was long since relegated to obscurity, came back with a vengeance. They had new gear, new weapons, and new purpose. Destroy Cerberus. Someone is funding them, and we are going to find out who.
Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 6, Soul Drains. Runaway sins are attracted to these drains so that every unclaimed penny can fill my coffers. I also enjoy dancing shows and found the name ironic.
Oh, single entendres. What would we do without you?
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 30, The Halo. Forged by God himself, my halo was a repository of great power. I spent millennia harnessing its might, and even then, I barely scratched the surface of what it was capable of. A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 32, Interlude. I hope you enjoyed Chapter 31's step-by-step instructions on how to sneak your way into heaven.
Ozymandias, you scamp.
The Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 10, The Pit of the First. The center of New Hades is where I made my descent from heaven. As I crashed into Hades, I fractured the land into the 5 islands that now spread before you. As you pass the Pit of the First, it is customary, but not required, to bow your head in reverence.
Know your limits.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 26, Old Hades. When Father cast me out of heaven, he intended Hades to be a pleasant time-out space. But my fall shattered his gilded cage, and my anger twisted hell into the world that now spreads before you.
Good job, Sisyphus. Keep running.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 34. The River Styx. The River Styx surrounds New Hades, providing warmth and light. I recommend every soul to go for a swim in the river at least once. It's quite an experience.
Yeah! Just what I needed. Fuck. Come on!
A Damned Guide, Chapter 2. Promotion. You can never dash dreams without hope to build them in the first place, which is why I offer you a way out of the simple life of a husk. When a soul is deemed worthy, he is given a demon body, a gun, and an incredible sense of pride. Naturally, after years of torment from the demonic horde, they are all eager to be on the other end of punishment. they become the personification of cruelty and ruthlessness, as I intended.
Just what I needed. Gotta find more. Now the hunt for the last 25% begins.
When I arrived to Hell, my reputation preceded me, and Satan was quick to court my aid. He promised me a new body, a fiefdom, and a castle in exchange for loyalty. I happily agreed. I trained his army, maintained the peace, and ferreted out Satan's enemies. But all of my loyalty meant nothing when I committed the unforgivable sin of failure.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 21. Transportation. The price of vehicles in Hell often bar all but the most enterprising souls to acquire one. Yes, they are often stolen. Yes, they have a tendency to spontaneously combust. But the thrill of driving with the windows rolled down even for a day can be worth the decades it takes to afford a new one. Oh, and we also don't offer insurance.
How many of these are there? Yep, just standing around, not doing anything, watching Hell be all evil. Can't think of anything better to do.
I'd be a liar if I didn't say I got a little pissed when the would-be president shot me in the face. But after a couple years of reflection, I realized something. They had the same look in their eyes that I have. They were driven. And when I realized that, I knew I wanted to prepare for the moment they would come down to hell, because on that day, I wanted to be standing with the Saints.
I led Hell's army in the last war. I warned Satan that we didn't have the forces for a prolonged conflict. But Satan demanded action. Ever the soldier, I obeyed. But despite my best efforts, the angelic host decimated my forces, just as I said they would. Satan was outraged and blamed me for his poor judgment, and sentenced me to eternal torture.
If Dane wants to run an industrial park, he can be my guest.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 27. Judgment. The destruction of Earth has created a massive influx of souls. However, whereas Hell had infrastructure in place to process the souls quickly, Heaven languished under St. Peter's watchful eye. Even now, St. Peter is only finally processing the last batch of humanity. When the war comes, we will be ready, and God will scramble to keep up.
This is bad for my OCD. I don't like going into a pawn shop in Steelport, let alone Hell.
I knew that when the leader of the Saints came down here, he wasn't going to be interested in hearing what I had to say unless I had a pretty fucking big peace offering. Perfect opportunity came after Blackbeard robbed Satan's palace and stole Lucifer's halo. Blackbeard knew that he had to unload it fast before Synterval raided the Barrens, so he was willing to put a price on an otherwise priceless artifact. It cost me a fortune, but it was worth it. Satan would never suspect that I had it, and I could bide my time until the leader of the Saints was hellbound. My plan was solid, but not even I could predict a shotgun wedding.
I tried to escape that insidious prison time and time again, but it was useless. The wheels on the bus kept going round and round, round and round, round and round.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 22. The Spires. Our aerial defenses are a precious commodity and are only to be deployed upon angelic threats. A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 40. Shadow Demons. Relentless assassins. The Shadow Demons teleport from rooftop to rooftop, ensuring that there is no place to run to in Hell.
On to the next one.
Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 11, Eternal Suffering. Often the first instinct a newly damned soul has is to kill himself, hoping that it all gets sorted out the second time around. Well, that's a mistake. The soul explodes into 1,000 pieces and slowly and painfully reforms over the next 100 years. So the next time you see one of those spineless souls running for cover, you'll have a better idea as to why. Why didn't I lead with that tidbit? To punish those who think they can survive without heeding all my words.
Gotta find more.
Returning home was not the experience I had hoped it to be. It was desecrated by lost souls that thought it would be fun to throw events on my property while I was away. I hope the beer pong games were worth it to them, because when I find them, they will all beg for the mercy I will never give.
You're smart, yo.
Chapter 20. First. You may find this to be problematic, as ambulances in hell get paid a premium to run over people instead of helping them.
Welcome to Tacos Malos. Are you here for a secret weapon or just some cinnamon twists?
Now you're just being an ass on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have the gun, please?
How can I say no to a charmer like yourself?
Let's go!
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 4, Keeping Your City Clean. As is imaginable after an influx of souls from an exploding Earth, some souls slip through the cracks. These unrefined souls litter our fair city and could be a quick source of upward mobility to an individual who finds as many as they can. While the promise of economic A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 18, Dimensional Communications. There are many ways to sow horror on the mortal plane. While haunted VHS tapes have fallen out of vogue, there are still a multitude of ways for our demons to communicate with and torment your loved ones.
Using exponential math for gas prices is a special form of evil. Nice job, Dane. Let's see what these things can do.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 7, the day to day. Every day will be terrible.
The fief under my control has since fallen into disrepair since my incarceration. But the land and all the souls that reside there are still my responsibility. My subjects will at first be loyal out of fear, but after they obey, they will see that I can be a magnanimous ruler, and their lives will be better than my own.
The next one. Let's see what these things can do.
Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 14. The Ultor Corporation. Dane Vogel is an example for what the best of you can become. A businessman who serves as my thrall. This mega-corporation exists at my leisure, and assuming it continues to serve my interests, I will allow it to persist.
Aside from the screams of tormented souls, it's actually quite lovely.
Satan forcing Jezebel to marry the president definitely put a wrinkle in things. For one, I wasn't sure if Johnny was going to let me explain the situation before he killed him. For another, I was entrusting the most powerful artifact in the world to someone who had worse impulse control than teens on prom night.
Should have said teacup.
Voices made me do it.
Come on! Gotta find more. Yeah! On to the next one. Let's see what these things can do.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 25, The Forge. For the time being, mineral rights in Hell have been granted to the Ultor Corporation, and the Forge is where they mine and process the materials that are used to build the very foundations of Hell. A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 3, Economics. The currency of Hell is comprised of forged sins. Every piece of pocket change is actually thoughts of adultery, murder, and gluttony.
Let's see what these things can do. Ooh.
A Damned Souls Orientation Guide, Chapter 17, The Battlegrounds. This graveyard is where dead of the previous war on Heaven were buried. Here it is rumored that demons and angels alike haunt this place to this very day.
Got it.
Dane, you there?
Took you long enough. Here's the next part.
Yeah! This is bad for my OCD.
The Barrens were the only place desolate enough to allow me to build the Queen Anne's Revenge in peace. Before I discovered the Barrens, all of my efforts would be overrun by people looking to cause me harm. But here, the energy it would require to ruin my day wasn't worth the wasteland they would have to traverse.
Let's go!
Welcome to Tacos Malos. Would you like our special today?
Is that the gun?
Jesus Christ, you are terrible at being discreet.
Now what made you think I'd be good at it?
That's a good point. Enjoy the weapon.
That is a big arch, which really doesn't impress me too much considering I'm surrounded by floating buildings and lava.
Being a pirate with no water to sail on is like being a pirate with no water to sail on. I tried to build a craft that could weather the lava, but each time the craft and crew would erupt in flames. That's why today, the Queen Anne's Revenge sails on thermal currents and arcane magic. Yes, the arcane magic is doing the heavy lifting, but I'd like to believe the sails are still doing something.
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 38. Imps. Little bundles of pure sin.
The Saints think they can replace me with you?
Absorbed slave labor.
The Barrens are as good a home as any pirate could ask for. It's remote, devoid of people, and perilous to get to. Here, I can live as a pirate king for the rest of my eternal days.
Let's go!
A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 20. The Flotsam of Hell. Newer souls often marvel at the floating islands that surround Hades. The reality is that those islands are not rock at all, but fossilized remains of the beasts of Babylon. Winged creatures that once served me, but in their hubris dared to believe they could overthrow me. As punishment for their mutiny, I encased them in stone where they flew. To this day, their blood still rains down, burning the pitiful souls that walk below. A Damned Soul's Orientation Guide, Chapter 12. The Barrens. Once a lovely location for bacchanals and ritualistic murders, the heavenly host laid waste to the Barrens in the last war between heaven and hell. I have forbidden rebuilding the Barrens, so it serves as a reminder for what we lost. Only after I lay siege to heaven will I allow it to return to its former glory.
Robbing galleons and avoiding the crown was a thrill, but it's nothing compared to robbing the denizens of hell. Life without adventure is no life I'm fit to live. Here, the stakes are beyond simple life and death. Hell is where I'm meant to be. I don't know who placed those glyphs that lead to treasure, nor do I care. The chase is all that matters. Some may question why I would bother revealing the location of missing treasure when I could find it myself. But the answer is simple. Competition. With no one else looking for the treasure, there is no incentive for me to find it over robbing other demons. Without another race to find the prize, those chests just sit there dormant, and treasure is meant to be found.
Evil politicians. It's like a slice of home. Bet you wish you never stole the boss. Oh boy. These floating platforms are incredible. I wonder how they work. The air actually feels dirtier the higher you get. I don't think they have safety codes in hell. If things go bad at the Ultor building, this is where I build my new sanctum. It's like standing on the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Only it's a building, not a tower. And we're in a slum in hell instead of Italy. But otherwise, it's pretty close. Hate to see what the student loans look like down here. Come on! Swimming sucks. Lava sucks. Swimming in lava definitely sucks. Just think, this castle was probably built to defend against the forces of heaven. Pretty awesome. I feel like we spend a lot of time down here coming up with analogies saying hell is better than other places on Earth, but let's be real, hell kinda sucks. They have floating platforms and occult stoplights, but they still need a bell tower? Someone's hanging on to the past. Let's see what these things can do. I wonder how long it took to build this thing. Let's go! What's a prison in hell look like? This is traffic in hell? Someone's never been to DC. Let's go! Matt gave me a shirt with an airbrushed dragon on it for my birthday. It was kind of awesome.
Looking forward to stretching my wings. God, this feels good. Defensible, good visibility. I could have some fun here. God, I want to throw someone into that lava. Yeah! You know, I wanted a lava moat since I was 4. I could put together a hell of a curriculum down here. Knifework 101, improvised assault, murdering people on one good leg. Well, maybe teaching is my true calling. It looks like someone got to this building before I did. Reminds me of Saints Row. Yet another place I'd love to throw someone off of. Let's see what these things can do. Hell of a drop. Would love to take Dex up here. Far be it from me to tell the devil how to do his job, but if I was running things, this thing would have guns. Lots and lots of guns. I'm coming for you. Try harder than that, Satan. Doubt they have enough room in that building to fit all the politicians in hell. I'll take this over the 405 any day. Satan wanted to impress me, he'd have an actual fucking dragon, not just some bullshit statue. Yeah! Where's my statue? I killed more guys than this chump. Let's see what these things can do. Wonder if Julius is in there. Why would they call it a snowball's chance? There's no snow in hell. You know, someone should fire their marketing guy. Yeah! Go!
Hey, baby, you looking for a bad time?
Yeah, no. A silver bullet. That's the only strip club worth going to. Yeah, I don't think I want to know what's happening behind that door. Hey, everyone has a hobby. Stay classy, hell. Let's see what these things can do. Boss, boss. You in there? Sounds like someone's singing in there. God, this feels good. Maybe one day I'll retire and have a view like this. Well, preferably not in hell, but hey, let's be realistic. Gotta pick it up. Oh, gas prices aren't half bad. Bad place to take in the view. A gravel pit? A fucking gravel pit? We're surrounded by floating buildings and rivers of lava. Why in God's name is there a fucking quarry here? God, this feels good. Pawn shop in hell. I'll take my chances making a deal with Dane. Well, it's a rock. Yeah! I don't want to know what they do to the people locked up in there.